Denver International Airport is asking passengers to donate gift cards, not for charity, but for TSA agents who work there, because the federal government isn't paying them right now. So one of the world's busiest airports now asking the public, the traveling public who's coming through, for $10 and $20 gift cards so the TSA employees can buy groceries and gas.
This sounds crazy to me. First thing I think about is the people that have kids. The people that have kids. You know what I'm saying? Single mothers, maybe single fathers, those that depend on that single income, unfortunately, in order to feed their families. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind tipping at all. All right. You know what? We can't call it tipping. They're probably not able to take tips. So that's why they're saying give gift cards. So sure, would be more than willing to give a gift card. What would you do? Would you care enough? Or would you be like, nah, it's not my problem. It's the government. It's the Democrats. It's the Republicans. It's the Democrats, by the way. Don't argue with me on this. It's the Democrats, by the way. But what would you do in this situation? Let's continue.
Federal employees working at federal security checkpoints for the TSA at one of the world's busiest airports, but they're not getting paid. So now Denver International Airport has set up donation bins in the terminal, asking passengers who are traveling through to drop off King Soopers, Safeway, Costco gift cards so that the TSA employees who haven't been paid can buy groceries and gas. The CEO of the airport says that TSA employees just missed their first paycheck. Spring break travel about to get super busy. So while these people screen millions of passengers every year at the airport, keeping everyone safe, at this point, they need help trying to get groceries and gas. Props to the airport for trying to help them out. But wow, that's
actually super beneficial to have your workplace put an announcement out there and say, hey, if you guys really want to help out because of what's going on, then you guys can buy these gift cards for our workers and whatnot. So that's beneficial. I mean, I know it's a crazy scenario, and we're going to see in a couple of seconds how crazy these airports actually look, because people need to get to where they need to be, right? But these workers aren't getting paid. A lot of them aren't showing up. And, well, unfortunately, a lot of people just do work just to get paid. And you should get paid. But when it comes down to being an entrepreneur and capitalizing off of the money that you make as an entrepreneur, there's a lot of times where you aren't getting paid for the work that you do. It's called built up momentum. And personally, me, I'm used to that. There was plenty of jobs where I was working, sales, and it was commission only. And the efforts you put in, you get paid for the efforts. You don't get paid for the time. You get paid for the result. This ain't one of those jobs. So people are just going through it.
I don't care how you slice it, TSA agents across the United States of America should all be calling out of work sick. And I've seen a couple of comments like this one where it says that they signed paperwork and it says that they can't boycott. I didn't say boycott. I said, I got a call. I might have COVID. I think it's contagious. I got the flu. Can't come in, so sorry. Because they're not going to lose more than they already have lost. There are people literally going homeless while going to work. Someone make that make sense for me. In an industry, mind you, that makes hundreds of billions.
But let me say this, though. Before she even starts complaining about how the government or the jobs, how they should actually care for their workers more, I'm pretty sure that's where it's going to go. But we're going to see in a couple of seconds. People need to be way more mindful of their spending habits and what to do with the money that they make. Unfortunately, the money that you make at your 9 to 5 is never going to be enough because you are in the rat race. You're trading your time for money. All right. Capitalizing on the money that you make is going to help you feel more financially secure. And it's because you're buying things called assets, not liabilities, not a home. I know a lot of you are like, well, home is an asset. Not if your ass is living in it and you got to do renovations and you got a mortgage that you got to pay off for 20 years. And there's no way that you're going to get any type of money back unless you wait years and years and years in order for you to get some type of equity. If the market is good in the moment, hey, we ain't talking about the anomaly, okay? We're talking about right now. We're talking about the money that's coming in every 2 weeks and every month. People got bills to pay. At the end of the day, you need to make a lot more money than what you spend. You need to make a lot more money than what the world says is good money, because the truth is most people are okay with just getting a 2-week paycheck as long as they get that 2-week paycheck. As soon as it stops, can't live on it. You know what I'm saying? The cash flow stopped. What other things do you have working for you? Let's continue.
Of dollars for this country per year. TSA agents have one of the most powerful positions in this nation right now outside of our military. to say no. Number one, because TSA ensures the safety of people traveling by air. You cannot skip that crucial step before you get on a flight. Number two, this idea that they will be fired if they did this in mass, as a collective, the reality is they cannot fire everybody. Also, the reality is they ain't even getting paid in the first place. But TSA agents are trained to do their job, and that takes both time and money to do so. You think they're going to be able to replace people within 24, 48, 72
100% no, not at all.
hours? Absolutely not. And as I said before, those planes get grounded, those billionaire CEOs lose money. Those billionaire CEOs lose money, they going to be making some calls to the powers that be. Those same
Democrats, people, Democrats. I actually did some research that I'm going to pull up right now. All right. I want y'all to check this out. I did some research. I got an article on this, on what's happening. Because I'm not just speaking at the side of my neck. Check this out. According to NPR, the person who wrote this article is named Joel Rose, and it reads this: TSA workers miss a full paycheck while travelers keep paying airport security fees. Millions of spring break travelers are heading to the airport this month, and Johnny Jones was hoping to be one of them. But the ongoing shutdown at the Department of Homeland Security forces family to cancel its vacation plans. I won't be traveling anywhere, he says, but I'll be helping out getting people to where they're going, said Jones, a TSA security officer at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. He also serves as the security treasurer of the American Federation of Government Employees Council 100, which represents about 45,000 TSA officers nationwide. Those TSA officers have been working without pay since funding for the Department of Homeland Security lapsed on February 14th. As of today's date is March 14th. They've already missed part of one paycheck, and many security officers received no money at all in their paychecks on Friday as the partial shutdown approached the 1-month mark. They're panicking, they're scared, they're afraid, and they don't know what they're going to do, Jones said in an interview. The majority of TSA employees work paycheck to paycheck. That's the first problem. This ain't a shutdown issue. This is a paycheck to paycheck issue. If some people had at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses, they wouldn't be so stressed. That's the cold hard truth Americans don't want to hear, though. It's called sacrifice, Jones said, and don't have enough savings to cover their expenses. That's what I just said. Jones said they're just flat out not paying their bills because they don't have any money, he said. Passengers have encouraged hours-long security lines at major airports in Houston, Atlanta, New Orleans, Austin, and elsewhere as many TSA officers have called out sick. Some officers have taken on second jobs in order to make ends meet, Jones said. The officers can't afford to come to work. The gas is expensive right now, said Suzette, a security officer at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta, an international airport, who's worked for TSA for more than 2 decades, 20 years. All right. Now, I'm not sure if she's in this position, but imagine working somewhere 20 years and you not having at least 3 months of savings in your account. And don't hit me with that BS. Oh, Jay, life happens and stuff. Yeah, life happens, but we're talking about 20 years. 20 years. There has to be now again, maybe she's not in this predicament where she doesn't have a savings. This is just somebody just sharing their own quotes. But 20 years working somewhere, or 20 years working in general, even if it's at multiple different jobs, you don't have 3 months of living expenses. You need to decrease your living expenses and increase your income and save. You get what I'm saying? A little $5,000 can go a long way. Maybe it'll cover your 1 month expenses if you're not living too high on the horse. She requested we only use the middle name. Okay, cool. All right, so here we go right here. Here's where the government is involved. All right, people have childcare. You have a mortgage that you have to pay, Suzette told NPR's Morning Edition. Where are you going to get that money to pay? Where are you going to get that money from to pay? DHS has blamed the long lines on Democrats in a series of social media statements over the weekend, though Democrats say Republicans are also to blame. So here we go again, Democrats versus Republicans. Democrats have refused to approve DHS's budget unless GOP lawmakers and the White House agree on changes on how immigration officers operate after the fatal shooting of two American citizens in Minneapolis. Senate Democrats introduced bills to fund TSA and other components of DHS instead, but Republicans blocked them. So it sounds like new stipulations. More than 100,000 DHS workers will miss their first full paycheck Friday, according to the White House, including employees at the Federal Emergency Management Agency, which is FEMA, or Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, which is CISA, and the TSA. People are still booking flights. It's a lot going on right now. It's a lot going on right now. And honestly, I believe it's the Democrats. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I believe it's the Democrats holding it back again. A lot of people vote Democrat and they're like, hey, it's just, I'm not even going to get into too many politics right now because there's a lot of strings that I can pull, but you can't fully agree on each side 100%. It's just too much. But when it comes down to something like this, it's the Democrats that's holding it back, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you like the content.
Well, they said don't leave Houston on a Sunday. Bitch, we can't.
I just want to take a public service announcement and say, look at this ridiculous crowd. This is the TSA line.
We can't. If I want to go right now, we can't go nowhere. We stuck in this motherfucker. The line long as hell. We've been standing in line how long? About an hour. Over an hour.
We just got off of a flight back home to Virginia from Miami. Thank God we weren't flying around this time. Man, this was literally like the week before they stopped paying TSA officers again.
And that big old web over there, over yonder, way to the back. You can't even see it. We in that bit.
So let me know in the comment section down below, have you been caught up in one of these lines because TSA workers aren't showing up to work? How long did you wait? And I guess, was it a good experience? Was it a bad experience? I mean, it seems like a bad experience, but honestly, we don't know yet. All right. We haven't heard too much feedback from people on social media. That's why I'm reacting to them right now.
Y'all, how did I show up almost 6 hours early for my flight and still stressed about missing it? No, seriously. Look at this. This video is sped up 2.6x and it's still taking forever. Child, the TSA line was so long, it went from check-in, past baggage claim, and all the way down to passenger pickup. Like, huh? At this point, the line looks like it's about to leave the airport itself, okay? And you know the lines were long because from time to time, you had people set up in little carts passing out waters and snacks to keep us from passing out because some of us had been standing in line for 4 hours. Even the news showed up.
Yo, 4 to 6 hours is insane. I guess I got my answer off of that question earlier. That is insane. Insane. 4 to 6 hours, man. How would I go about this? I would at least have to be making some type of money or doing something that's generating some type of income. Maybe editing videos, something. You know what I'm saying? Watching a course or something, man. 4 to 6 hours standing? Ooh, I would have been pissed. What would you have done in this scenario? Would you have canceled your flight, or would it be a mandatory thing and be like, there's no way I can not catch this flight? You know what I'm saying? Some people probably missing their flight because waiting 4 to 6 hours, and most of the time you don't have to wait that long in the airport at all in order for you to be on time. But in a situation like this, I can only imagine. Anyway, subscribe if you like the content. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's get it.